We're just going to let you listen to a little bit of music by Chief Mack. Well, just a little bit of introduction because he is a musician and a producer, but this is just a clip of how he is, his humble nature, his gentle character, like birds eat from his hand. So keep chiming in, family. I just want you to listen to this as you all check in the room.
In the village where the rivers gently flow lives a man known as Chief Mack, with a heart of pure gold, with a smile that lights the morning, and our eyes so kind and bright. He's a gentle soul of a man, spreading love with all his might. Chief Mack, oh Chief Mack, with the birds eating from your hands, a gentle soul of a man, in your presence peace will stand. He leads and guides the people, showing them the way, exposing them to new truths each and every day. With his daughter by his side, they walk the promised land. Chief Mack, a gentle soul, with birds eating from his hand. Chief Mack, oh Chief Mack, with the birds eating from your hand, a gentle soul of a man, in your presence peace will stand. Ho, 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 Chief Mack, oh Chief Mack, with the birds eating from your hands, a gentle soul of a man, in your presence peace will stand. Chief Mack, oh Chief Mack, with the birds eating from your hands, a gentle soul of a man, in your presence peace will stand.
Family, hello, welcome. I hope everybody enjoyed that. That was just a little brief presentation of who
Ali and Hannah.
I hope you all enjoyed that very as much as I did. Keep checking in, family. So we're going to give you all just a few more minutes to check in. I saw Detroit in the room, Baltimore, Maryland. I saw Minnesota in the room, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. I also saw people from New York, Louisiana, Conyers, Georgia. Hello, Sister Jeffrey. I see so many of you all. Maryland again, South Florida. Keep checking in, family, and allow me to read this brief biography of the gentleman who's coming up before us to talk to us about living in trust. Chief Mack, a native of Indiana, currently resides in Atlanta, Georgia, in that area. Chief Mack, a man with 6 sisters and 7 brothers, is a family man who cares about the health and well-being of his family, his community, and society at large. Chief Mack is the chief of a local tribe in his region, and he's helped many people over the course of many, many years to learn how to operate honorably in their proper sovereign capacity. Chief previously worked as a top producing sales manager and marketing strategist for Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies in corporate America. Chief Mack is also an accomplished musician, a music producer, a fitness trainer, and a nationally celebrated celebrity trainer and bodybuilder who has won various bodybuilding competitions. Chief Mack has trained dozens of celebrities and professional athletes throughout his lifetime and career. One day, while working at the height of his career, after after earning dozens of awards and many accolades, he discovered that companies were paying him and everybody else from their own trust accounts, which had originated from their birth certificate bonds and other securitized bonds and accounts. This is when he founded his own foundation through a 508c1a irrevocable trust, and he began to work honorably as an American Indian slash American national outside of the jurisdiction of the United States Incorporated. He has done his own status correction, birth certificate authentication, and diplomatic passports, and he's helped many, many people do the same. This way, you can be put on a do not detain list, and he'll talk more about that. You can travel in your car and plane lawfully without being bothered and operate as an American national without ever being considered a citizen, which he says means you sit in sin. Now, many of us heard that citizen means you're a slave, but you ever thought of it as being sitting in sin? Chief Mack is a loving father of a 13-year-old daughter with whom he enjoys spending a lot of quality time. And in his spare time, though, Chief enjoys studying and reading and also feeding the homeless and mentoring youth. As he says, the youth is our future. Chief Mack is a very humble man, a leader, and a humanitarian. Without any further ado, I introduce to some, and I humbly present to others, the Honorable and most wonderful Chief Mack. Hello, Chief. How are you?
Greetings, greetings, greetings. You outdid yourself, man. How much do I owe you?
We'll talk about that a lot.
I am so fortunate, guys, to be here. I'm so fortunate to be here and to talk to you guys. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. There's just a little bit of vibration. I don't know where it's coming from. You know, sometimes we have issues.
Right, I can hear you very well, as long as the people hear me. But I am so fortunate to be here, to gain the knowledge that I have. I'm not the smartest man in the world at all, period. Just want people to know that. But I have a wealth of knowledge that I've gained as of shortly to talk to the people about living in trust. Okay, living in trust. I mean, listen, guys, take this journey with me because the rabbit hole runs so deep that there's a mole hole underneath the rabbit hole, guys.
See, so, one minute. There's just a little bit of feedback. I don't know if it's your ear or mine, but I'm going to. Can y'all hear? Can you guys hear well? Let us know that you can hear well. I hear a little bit of feedback, but I can just mute my mic while you're talking. That might help.
That does. Okay, can you hear me? Excellent, excellent. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why your mic caused that to happen.
But I can still, even with my mic muted, I can still hear the vibration, but not when I speak.
So it might, let me see something.
Okay,
let me try something real quick.
They're saying they can hear. Do you guys hear feedback? I hear feedback. They're saying they can hear you though.
As long as they can hear me, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Okay.
We're gonna work through it.
They said his sound needs to be adjusted. Sister Felicia is saying that. They say you sound far away.
Okay, let me see something here. Hold on 1 second.
A little, okay. They say you need turn somebody. Some people say turn your mic up. Some people say you sound far away.
Well, this is what I'll do. I'll see about coming out these headphones.
Okay.
Because I like to get directly in my ears. I'll see if I can come out these headphones and see what happens. Let me come out and see what happens.
Okay. He's going to come off the headphones, family. Yeah, they can hear an echo. So he's going to go out and come back in, family. Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Some of you can hear him well. Some of you say there's a feedback, but he's going to try to hit the link again and come in without the earphone. So as soon as he come back in, we'll bring him up. So what we're going to talk about today is how to operate outside of the jurisdiction of the government of the United States Incorporated. And as you know, we had two governments. One is the United States Incorporated, and one is the Republic for our country, and this is the lawful government based on common law. We have our own constitution for the republic, whereas the United States Incorporated was a group of bloodline families that usurped authority or took authority from the republic, or trying to took over the republic, and they created their own constitution called the Constitution of the United States Incorporated, and that's different from the Constitution for our republic. They incorporated themselves in 1871 in Delaware, and they had their own statutes, codes, legalities, policies, and their own law enforcement or policy enforcement, which is the police department all over the country and the world. So these group of bloodline families are operating unlawfully, but the republic was still operating at the same time. A lot of people just didn't know it. We still have our lawful republic. We still have our lawful money being gold and silver. We still have our lawful constitution. So what had happened, though, is that some people who knew that there was a difference between the republic and the United States Incorporated continued to work and operate in their sovereign capacity by operating outside of the jurisdiction of the faux government called the United States Incorporated. So again, we had two governments operating at the same time, one lawful, one unlawful, but they called themselves legal with their own constitution of the United States Incorporated, own statutes and codes, and policy enforcers called the police department. Well, Chief Mack is going to tell you how even with this negative or this entity that was still operating, you still can operate honorably and lawfully according to the republic. So without any, going into any more detail, I'll turn the floor back over to you, Chief Mack.
Thank you. So guys, that's what you call a public and a private side. It's a public side of life and a private side of life. And what I found out, guys, is that the public are fed lies, deceit, and deception. The public are used as a food source for, and I hate to say it, they're used as an energy and a food source for people in the private. The public are the ones who pays the debt. The taxes are being taxed for everything, and all of those funds are going into a giant pool of unlimited credit, so that the wealth, the rich who operate in trust can get access to, guys. It's a dog-eat-dog world. But ignorance of the law and information is your fault, because they're saying it's a great business. They study to show thyself approved. So we're supposed to study. And you're supposed to be wise as the serpent, that know what the enemy knows. And they don't even have to be the enemy. It's just know what the opposition knows. That's what we call being wise, the serpent, as gentle as a dove. You got to study, you got to research, you got to find out things, because through knowledge being applied, you can change the trajectory of your life and create the virtual reality of whatever you want to happen in your life. And in order for that to happen, you got to let go of what the masses are being fed, because unfortunately, the masses are being fed lies, deceit, and deception. That's the purpose, the very reason why they have television, why they have entertainment, because to be entertained, to be deceived. They don't want people, and then working a job. They simply switch the word slave with job. I'm gonna tell you how they did that. They basically did that because slavery was never really about, guys, about so-called, black people being chained up or have been hung for a lot of that stuff was like the movie Roots. All this stuff was just fake. It was a red reality. It never happened. So people just think they're so-called black. There's no such thing as actually black and white. I've never seen an actual black or white person walking. I've never seen that before, like a train. Those are just statuses, They say that they have us to come against each other, guys. So this is about operating in trust and coming together as a human race of people of high vibrational people, and high vibrational people come in all colors and creeds. So we could just team up and just love each other, study, and we can have a world that's a righteous world for a change that's coming right now with this new regime. So I found out that they actually take when the time you're born, they take the soles of your foot, guys. And right, I'm going to take you guys on a journey so that you'll understand why we should operate in trust. Operate in trust. So when you're born, you're coming from your mama's womb, out of waters. You come into the birth canal, and you've been docked on land as a doctor. So you're born as a free man and woman. But this system, they take the soles of your foot, which is the SOLE, to gain access to your SOUL, your actual soul. And they traded you out on the stock market as securitized. They securitize your birthright, guys. And then you're born, they give you a number that's attached to the beat system, a number that's connected to a straw man, a fictitious you that they have turned you into a corporation, the all cap name. And when they have turned you into a corporation, they're basically saying that you are a corpse. That corpse can't speak in court because you're dead. You're a dead fleshly body. So that means you can't speak for yourself. You're not of the age of majority. So that's why they give you an attorney so they can speak for you. And if anybody is speaking for you other than yourself, expect to be railroaded. So they create this corporation in all caps, and they gave you a number, which is the Social Security number. And that number is not for you to be equitable and with using that name because it was given to you at birth. You knew anything about it. So the purpose of them doing that and killing you at birth, killing you off on paper at birth is, but I know I can't say that. Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm still getting used to it. Was unalive you.
Unalive.
This is for entertainment purposes, YouTube.
Yes.
But we're going to say this. The reason they want to take you back under waters, we'll say that they take you back into waters when you should never go back to the waters. Out of waters, your mom won't. They want to take you back into waters. And the reason they do that is so that when, guys, listen to me, when you buy a house, you buy a car, or you get a credit card, anytime that you sign your name on a sheet of paper along with your birth certificate, that is what we call an implied trust. The implied trust is what they call the hidden contract, an invisible contract. As my teacher has taught me a wealth of things, the young brother Lamont. And I've learned a lot of information that all contracts are really trust. Because we don't know who we are, we don't express who we are in those trusts. Then they make themselves the grantor of that trust that we sign, and by default become the beneficiaries to securitize that instrument, which you call it becomes a security that they securitize on the stock market and make so much money off of us, guys. And this is what's happening. The rabbit hole runs deep. And these companies own a $500,000 home. They like 50 or 60 million off it on the back end through securitized, through trust. So the purpose of getting the trust is to bring you from the waters, out of the waters, and bring your land where you can breathe and live your most amazing life. That's the purpose of operating in trust. And the Bible is pretty much talking about trust, operating in trust, if you understand it. So when you buy a house, like I said, you buy a house, they basically pulling the funds from that ledger account, and they paying that house up front. Then it don't matter what it is, whether it's a house, car, credit card, they money from you. Also, guys, you should know that when you sign that job application and you put all your information on there, on with your social security number, they turn that into a security, guys. And they
Mm.
take that paperwork and send that to the Treasury. And they pulling money out of your account and they paying you peanuts of it. So that means that basically your job, the, the job has been switched for the word slave.
Mm.
Because to work a job means slavery is because you're working for free, because they're pulling money from your ledger account and paying you peanuts from your own. So you're working for free. You're basically giving them on your labor, which is called linear income, and you should never. There's no way you can become rich on linear income. That's mean when you trade your time for fiat currency, you can never get rich doing that. About that gives you an early grade, but we just gonna do what we can do until we know what to do. Remove ourselves out of working the job. And in fact, there's a lot of people right now who are flustered with working these 9 to 5 jobs because
Mhm.
they never get ahead. And most jobs are designed for you to never get ahead and to keep you stressed out, keep you going to a rat race where you are rushing to get to a job where people don't like you, you don't like to get the, go to work. So a lot of things change to happen. But I believe that things will get before things will be bad, but they're going to definitely get better, guys. They're going to get better. It always rains before the sun comes out. You got to have that faith, speak life into yourself. So I'm going to explain this to you. So they created the birth certificate and the social security name, and they created a straw man. The purpose of creating the straw man is so that they unalive the real you, so that when they write you a ticket, the ticket is actually a security. It becomes a bond turned into a security. And the course of the court system is really a bank.
What?
Court system is just simply a bank. And the judges and the clerk of courts, they are the trustees. They're the trustees. And they
Mm.
take advantage of you because the whole purpose of writing your ticket is so they can fleece the account. Okay? Because you because you're because you have underlined you. So the corporation is in there. So the corporation, not the real you, but they are after the corporation name, which is the all cap name. So how do you remove yourself out of being that corporation, guys, that all cap name?
Mm.
You want to be the uppercase, lowercase man or woman. How do you do that? At least for most of the so-called black people, and some white, I'll say black or white, just so you guys understand. We I know I've never heard about a trust obtaining a private trust account
Mhm.
because first of all they were very expensive back then. If you got an attorney to do the trust for you, it was very expensive to get a trust done. Why is that? Because the trust has so many moving parts to it, guys. No, you don't need to be a multi-millionaire to have a trust. No, you don't need uh, a plethora of acres of land and ownership. You don't need that. A trust, you can have a trust because a trust protects whatever is important to you,
Mm.
small or large. Okay? So when you do the trust, basically the trust is going to take the all cap name and you can work that into you can work that from both either or. You can work the private or the public side. When you work the public side, that means if you have a 700 plus credit score, you can obtain things with your public, and you can turn around and
Mhm.
put that within a trust because
Mm.
they say own nothing but control it all. And the reason they say own nothing but control it all is because technically, guys, the all cap name can't really own anything. It's because the all cap is unaligned. You feel me?
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
all cap name is unaligned. So you can't really own anything in that name because it wasn't given to you for you to have ownership, true ownership, which means that it could be taken from, which means that if you have a company, if you own anything of value and you don't have it in a private trust, you're running a risk to lose everything that you work so hard for.
Mm.
Because somebody sue you, they can sue you, and anything that's connected in your name, they can get it. So if you're playing Russian, if you got any land, if you
Mm,
don't have a house, a car that you own, and it's not in a trust, so you want to put that within a trust, big or small, so that you can take the ownership from the unalive man and give it to that living man, which a trust brings you to life. Are you guys with me? The trust brings you to life. So if you ask me, everybody, it's imperative that
mm,
you get a trust. You don't have to pay the tens of thousands of dollars that you would pay an attorney. You
mm,
know, for anybody that want to obtain a trust and interested in it, then that's what I would go further in detail. There's certain things that I won't be privy to talk about because there's some really really major benefits when it comes to obtaining the trust. Um, like I said, the courtroom is a bank. So if you go in there as a corporation, they're there to do commerce with the unalive. But if you are alive, for those that set up a consultation with me, you will find out how to operate in trust. Like I said, you don't want to own it. You can put your children, your offspring within that trust.
mm,
Put these loved ones who are meaningful to you, you can put them within the trust to protect them. The trust does wonders. It does wonders. But we had a list of things here, guys. Let me look at this list here that you brought up. I want to make sure that we touch on these topics.
Can I ask you a question right quick?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the purpose of putting your children in a trust, and what's the benefit?
Oh, wow, I'm going to try to say as much as I can say without going too deep.
Okay, okay.
I'll, I'll say this much, guys, that the trust is so strong that many of you don't know that at birth, when you had your children don't belong to you. That's why they call you a parent, because you sharing due ownership with your children, with the state. So the state has more rights over
Mm,
your offspring, your children, than you do, because you signed that birth certificate. If you gave and they gave you a social security, so they actually own your children through the birth certificate. So that's the
mm,
purpose of the authenticating the birth certificate on the state level and the federal level. I've done my offspring like that because I took control over the birth certificate, which makes me full faith and credit. So, and the purpose of freeing yourself from it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That's for me. But
mm,
there's a lot of us guys who have foreign currency, who have gold and silver, and you shouldn't have those items on you. You should have those items within a private trust, so that the trust owns it and you don't own it. Because if anything happened when you ran into the back of somebody, if you hurt somebody, then that means that they can sue you, and anything that you are personally attached to, you run the risk of this being taken from you. So this is part of estate building and wealth building when you operate in trust. So that's the purpose of having your children in the trust. And I would go further, a step deeper. I don't want to go too much deep into it about the power of the trust and why you will put your children in there. But the consultation that people are interested in getting, paying the trust, I would go further, much deeper, and explaining to you it is a benefit to have your children and a trust as the beneficiaries of that trust. First of all, you want to have a trust because what happens is if you were to transition, the trust will live as you. The trust
mm,
is really you start a brand new identity, guys.
mm,
That they don't want to tell you that. You're basically starting a brand new identity, saying that I am alive and I'm not unalive anymore. So with a trust, it comes with three moving parts, and I'm going to explain it to you guys. Watch this. And as I studied the trust, I said, wow. So you talk about this is how you want to be born is resurrected again, become a new man and a
mm,
new woman. Is when you start the actual trust document, the paperwork. is your body without a soul.
Mm.
The paperwork is a body without the soul. And so, what's going to give that paperwork life? What's going to breathe into that paperwork and bring it to life? You're going to need a foreign EIN number, which, let's say, for instance, you're going to get a 98 number. A 98 number is outside of the jurisdiction of the United States Corporation to be able to, you know, tell you how and what and when to do. They have no jurisdiction over you, and a lot of people didn't know about that.
Mm-mm.
But it's amazing because you know that we are in the Great Awakening. You
Yeah.
got a lot of CPAs and tax attorney tax never knew about the 508 C1A irrevocable trust. Now watch this. Did you guys know that when you purchase a mortgage and all of that paperwork that you fill out, did you know in that document, in that verbiage, in fine print, probably on the second to last page, it says you're signing an irrevocable trust. Did
No.
you know that?
Say it one more time. You went up.
When you have a mortgage and you're sitting down smiling, and the people at the loan office and the bankers, they're smiling harder than you. The reason they're smiling harder than you, because you just signed an implied trust, which is an irrevocable trust. It says that in the writing in fine print. And they take that paperwork, and that paperwork is worth 50 times more than what the actual house is worth. They don't even care about the house, whether you pay for it or not. And in fact, the root word of mortgage means death. They don't intend for you to pay off a mortgage. So they make money on it whether you pay for it or not, because it is a security. And that's how really wicked this world is. And there's ways, and people have found out how to offset, not discharge, but offset mortgages. That would be on another conversation that I would eventually bring to you guys on ways for those, because a lot of people are losing their homes illegally because banks
Mhm.
can't lend out money because they can't. It's in the Constitution. They can't lend out money because they don't have any money to lend. So what
Mhm.
money from? They get the credits from you, and they turn that into a debt, and debt creates unlimited wealth.
Wow.
So it's imperative that you get a trust, because there's a lot of changes that may happen, that definitely will happen in 2025, guys. It's a lot of we know that the monetary system, we know that, as Dr. Kier has been giving some great information to us guys about just giving us a forecast, a financial forecast on what's to come. And a lot of what she said is coming to fruition. So you want to make sure that you get a private trust so that you remove any and everything that is tied to you, which is the unalive man, which is the straw man, over into a private trust. You would take that private trust and you would get it recorded on the records, because that trust is so powerful. It just does so many good things. Any other question you have me, Dr. Kia?
Just a statement, and maybe you can just go in a little. I know you don't want to elaborate too much, but when my grandson was born, we didn't want him to take any of the immunizations, and they tried to force us to. When I tell you force, they tried to lock us up.
Really?
They sent police officers. They sent CPS workers. I mean, they were adamant about getting him, and and I feel that, and you can help me if I'm wrong, if we have our children and grandchildren in trust, then CPS can't take your children away from you, because if they're not in trust, then your children belongs to the system. And they were adamantly telling us like your child belongs to us. It was a battle.
Well, you said it. I was trying. Well, great question. Um, well, you spilled the beans. I was trying. Well, guys, let me tell you something. Putting your children in a trust stops that from happening. That's how powerful it is. When you got them in a trust, And the trust is so strong that the verbiage and that trust said that the only person that I answer to is the Most High Himself. That I'm a free and living man or woman. That's why you don't see the rich and the wealthy in courts, guys, because they're in trust. The Bible's about trust. That's why you don't see them. You don't see the rich and wealthy having problems with going to court and CPS coming and trying to take their children. It's because they operate in trust, and that's why it is imperative to have one. Because it's not about having a lot of wealth or having a lot of assets. It's about your children are an asset to you. You are an asset to yourself because you got people that need you. So you want to make sure that this obtaining a trust is an investment, not just for you, but for your children. And then you want to teach them. We're heading to something amazing, guys. That's why they're giving us all of these psyops and all of these news, all this chaos. They create the chaos because they have an order already in place. They want to inundate us with these psyops on television, on the media. It's so that we won't have the mindset to think about estates planning and trust and setting ourselves up. So when this wealth and this rainbow currency and the silver, the gold, and the foreign currency that you have, you won't be thinking about, let me go ahead and establish a trust for the family. Let me go ahead and put my foreign currency. Yes, you can put the foreign currencies within that trust and take it from you. You can put your gold and silver in that trust and take it from you so that the trust owns it, and there's nothing they can do when that trust owns it. It's not powerful trust is, guys. It's powerful. So, like you said, Dr. Kia, it was if you having a problem with that with your children, when you having a child being born, you would have to take that child right away and have that child with
Mhm.
trust and put it on the record, get it recorded, and you bring that with you. And when you show that to them, it's gonna freeze them up.
Mhm.
It's gonna freeze them up. Why do they want to? Why do they want to force any
Mm.
type of shots on your child that you birth out?
Yeah.
You should have control, but you don't, because soon as you took that small, beautiful feet and they plant that on that birth certificate, they tied you up to the beat system. That's why to be a citizen means to sit in sin.
Mm.
There are no benefits in being a citizen. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Many of you are calling yourself citizens when you don't even live in the United States corporation. It only covers 10 square miles in the District of Columbia.
Mm.
The only jurisdiction should be over anybody is that live within that 10 square miles.
Wow.
But we don't live in that. So we are being restricted, calling ourselves citizens, but the United States corporation has a EIN number itself.
Mm.
They are a corporation themselves. So you want to bring yourself out of that jurisdiction because at that point, taxes are a debt to the public, but a credit to the private guys.
Mm.
You hear that? Taxes are a debt
Mm.
to the public and a
Mm.
credit to people and the private.
Okay.
Why is that? Because most people in the private, they operate in trust.
Mm.
Trust is where being equitable comes. That's when it begins. Not with that all caps name and that social that was given to you at birth. You should be, you should be, when you come of the age of majority, you should be you a trust. What am I saying? When you obtain a trust, you're basically starting a new identity, guys. They don't want to tell you that. That's
Mhm.
what trust does. It's a new lease on life so that you are alive. And when you get a trust, before you talk about operating in the private, do a cleansing of your mind,
Mm.
a status correction with your mind. Before you talk about pushing paperwork, cleanse your heart, purge your heart. This is why you don't see the rich and the wealthy really dealing with regular common day people.
Mm.
Because when you are a debtor, that means that you are unalive. You think with a debtor mentality.
Mm.
Debtor means that you are DEAD. You are DEAD. That's what it means.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Debtor. That's what it means.
Debtor. Wow.
That's what it means to be a debtor. Debtor. And so the rich and the wealthy, they really don't have too many words to say. You get in an elevator with them, you happen to get one, and you say, "How you doing?" They got that tight face.
Mm.
They don't really want to talk. You want to know why? Because
Wow.
because they have to play dumb.
Mm. Mm.
The rich and the wealthy, they speak. They speak with high vibration. They don't talk about politics because they know it's political. They know it's political theater. They don't. They don't talk about these sports. To be entertained is to mean to be deceived, tricked. They don't talk about these. They talk about wealth management. They're teaching the children. They're on the golf course, to talk to other people about all the new things that are out there on how to create unlimited credits and wealth, not for them, but for
Mm.
their great great grandchildren.
Mm.
They are setting up the pace for them. So when their great grandchildren are born into this world, they're set up. And so that's what we should be doing. As the Most High said, we got to set a foundation up for our children. It is our job to create an inheritance for our children, children, children. So
Mm.
a trust is the beginning stage of doing this, guys. Because even when you transition, that trust is still alive. That trust is you alive, making sure that all
Wow.
wishes that you put in there gets fulfilled, guys. And it keeps the court out of your business. Because anytime the probate courts get involved and intertwined in your affairs, your family, they're looking to steal. So how do you stop that from happening? You operate trust, guys.
Mm.
You operate trust. So, like I said, it is imperative that one gets a private trust. And like I said, those that obtain one with me, I will go a step further with you that you can do with a private trust that will shake the ground that you walk on. We
Mm.
never, but when you operate in trust, you got to cleanse your mind. Know that you are the next wealth, wealthy people that's coming into this new world. Right? Get ready to excel. Okay. And so
Mm.
most of the people who are here with Dr. Pruitt are our next multi-millionaires. Most of us here.
Mhm.
Most of us
Yeah.
silver and gold, have foreign currency, dealing with crypto. Most of the people here to get the financial forecast on what. The only thing you guys are missing right now is obtaining a private trust to put all of your assets to the. I just ask you what assets you have that you own, and we simply take these assets and we put them in trust because, as the rich say, own nothing and
Mm.
control. Why do they say own nothing? Because they know that you can truly, really own anything with your all caps name and your social.
Mm.
You can never really own anything. But when you have it in a trust, that's ownership. When you have it in a trust, now you talk about ownership, guys. So that's why it is imperative to get a trust. And there's so many different things you can do when you talk about having a trust. You, when you put your car in the trust, they can't touch it.
Mm.
They can't touch it. You have a car that's paid off, and they tore that. They mess around and tore your car. They're in trouble because the
Mm.
trust owns it, not you. And
Wow.
it becomes private property.
Mm. Mm.
It becomes private property. So that's why it is imperative to have a living trust or a 508c1a irrevocable trust, which is set up as a foundation, guys, and a ministry all at once.
Mm.
You cover the 508. It sets you up as you have a ministry and a foundation all at once, which means what? That you can accept gifts from people and it won't be taxed.
Mm.
They have
Okay.
jurisdiction or say so on whatever you receive from individuals who want to be a gift or a blessing to you. They have no say so. You can accept it, they can give. And this is what the wealthy do. They give
Mm.
to each other. They give to each other right there. And if you know some other tricks, when you give to each other, then the IRS will pay you for that. This is what they're doing, and they're private. This is why the rich give to each other, to fund each other, to keep each other rich and wealthy. And when they give to each other, the IRS will reward you for that. Because they have something called an ultimate gift. And I would, at a later day, I would break that down on how most Americans has a tax credit that they don't even know about. As you see homeless people, white and black vets, sleeping like dogs, and it's really sickening to see here at just in Atlanta alone, white and black vets on the streets, lying down like dogs, and people just walking over them, not even thinking twice. And it's only so much I can do with a shoestring budget that I have. I can't really take care of everybody, but watch it. How about when you have a foundation? Each one of us is strong. We have foundation. And then we get our wealth, and it's protected through a trust. And we can come together as a collective unit and start getting our brothers and sisters off the streets and give them a second chance at life. The ones who are salvageable. And this is what my goal is. This is, I've been feeding the homeless for years. This is my goal. And I'm so honored and blessed and feel gifted that this information was afforded and opened up to me to know how to operate in trust, not just for myself, but I have other brothers and sisters, and some of them are in the comments that I have done their trust for them guys. And we sit down, as we talk, that we're going to come together as a collective unit to be able to put our minds, our finance together, to be able to get buildings and take the homeless off the streets and give them a second chance at life through trust, create jobs, and when you have a business, you have a proxy, then there are certain grants that the government will give you because you have a business. You have they got certain grants that you can get because you have a proxy set up. That's why it's tremendously important to get a trust. I've set up 4 for myself. I have my daughter. It's just amazing what you can do with a trust. Those that when I talk to on a personal level to a consultation, I can really, really go into depth on the benefits of what you can do with a trust.
1 minute, Chief, because people are asking right now, how can they contact you for a consultation? You have several people in the comment sections that are very interested. How can they contact you? And we'll go on with the discussion, but I just want to pause and give them information.
Okay. Right now, you can email me at Unity in Motion. That's Unity in Motion. MOTION, Unity in Motion at 45yahoo.com.
Do you see it right here on the screen? Can you see it? Okay, Unity in Motion 45 at yahoo.com. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you can get in touch with Chief Mack.
Yes, you will be instructed on what and how to do it. I am so happy for you guys that I was able to bring this information to you guys. To bring this information to you guys so that a lot of us are getting ready to come into some wealth and to have these things placed in a trust. Listen, guys, before you look to obtain any wealth, you need to be freed up. You need to be freed up so that any wealth that you get, that you are protected. You're protected. Your assets are protected. When you get these wealth, you don't have to worry about somebody trying to run into the back of you or hit you or slip on your restaurant. You simply listen. Have a business. Guess what? You shouldn't be attached to that business. That business needs to go in a trust. You don't need to own anything. You have an LLC, an S corp, or whatever you have. You need to take that. We can take that and trust. The trust would own it.
You went out for a minute. Okay.
Yeah. Get the trust. Get anything that you own, any LLC or anything like that. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. You shouldn't have any mail coming to a home address because that also puts you in the jurisdiction. You should have everything going to a UPS box or a post office box.
Okay.
You have any, the rich don't have mail coming to their home.
Mm. Mm.
That puts you in jurisdiction. So we talked about jurisdiction. Okay, then. So you can get a trust. You can also, I know how to go about getting a diplomatic passport that also puts you on the do not detain list, guys, where you can travel. You are welcome. You should be able to travel in your vehicle. The only reason you would need a license, as Dr. Kidd said, is when you're doing commerce.
Yeah.
But you're not doing commerce in your own vehicle. You're welcome to travel with a diplomatic passport. And what the diplomatic passport does, it removes you out of their jurisdiction because it's put you not as a U.S. citizen, it's put you as an American national, a U.S. national.
Mm.
You're free to travel how you want to as a free man and free woman. So
Right.
that's why these things are important for me. That I've set these things up for me and others, is so that when the wealth comes, that I know that I am set and protected in a way where no one can snatch and steal these funds from me because
Mm.
I'm operating in trust. And like I said, without going too much in detail, when you operate in trust, it makes it a bit difficult for the courts to handle you because you are a living man and a living woman.
Mm.
The courts are there for commerce. They're a bank, like I said, you know. And when you operate in trust, it makes things a bit. I'm gonna say it makes things a bit difficult when you operate in trust. I'll say that. I'll say that much. I believe, and being a abided, person, not a citizen. I believe in, I believe in the cops, doing that job.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep balance, in the streets, and I like to be in order and be in honor when I travel. And so if so, I commend the jobs that our brothers and sisters who are law enforcement. You got a tough job, so I don't look to make the job difficult for them.
Mm.
So if I've ever got pulled over, I'm so nice and kind to the officers. I speak to them and smile. So how you doing, that officer? Right? And when they see that you're kind and you're speaking, it takes the pressure off of them. Because
Yeah.
a lot of them are good people. You got a few rotten apples out there, but it doesn't make all of them that way. So I don't have any gripes with the law. I believe in maintaining order and being in honor,
Mm.
with the law. Um, but at the same time, having my ability to be free from the system because you have a few bad apples out there. And those few bad apples out there, I want to operate in trust. So just in case those few bad apples try to
Mm.
head away, I don't have court on the side of the road. We don't do court on the side of the road. I accept that. Put UCC 1-308R right to serve on the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to court, it's a certain way things you can say to the judge. There's certain documents you can put in that court case, and you can do it like I do. I went to the courtroom and said, "I'm not guilty, Your Honor." He said, "Well, you need an attorney." I said, "Thank you, but no, thank you, Your Honor." And I smiled and walked out of there. It's been 4 months ago, and I haven't heard one word from them guys
Mm. Mm.
because I believe in order. And I just smiled at the judge, say, "Have a good day." He smiled too. We both smiled because I knew, and I was the last one in the courtroom because they knew that they didn't want the rest of the people to hear about how we were going to dance. We
So
slow
that's
dance.
you had your paperwork filed in the court, or you presented it to.
No, before I went to court, I had
Mhm.
filed some certain paperwork with the court, and I
Okay.
also brought those documentations with me because
Mm.
when you go to court, they're gonna pull up everything that's attached in the paperwork you have in that court. They're gonna have everything in front of them,
Mm.
so he gonna see everything. But
Mm.
I knew that they knew what they were dealing with is because I was the last one in the courtroom because they didn't want nobody else to hear what was going on. And so when I gave my documentations to the clerk of courts,
Mhm.
her ass got this big, and I smiled. Said, "We know." I was just said, "We know, man." She acted like she had the Snickers and put it in her mouth, and like she didn't want to talk. I said, "Yes, yes, yes." Here you go, ma'am. I said, "Yeah, I got that right there for you, ma'am. I know he got that." I went up there, said my piece, and I smiled. I
Mm.
operated on it, And when you operate in trust,
Mm.
they really can't touch you because you're a live man. You're not going in the courtroom as a
Mm.
deceased person underwater. I want to walk on water like JC did. It's just all about it's all about coming out of water and walking on water.
Underwater. Mm,
It was a metaphor. Not
mm.
to say that a man actually did that, but you got to come out the waters. When you're walking on waters, things change. That means you have been born again and resurrected. And never go back to the waters. Because if you're going back to the waters, as they do in baptism, and these churches, the reason they want to get little Johnny and Samantha baptized, because that documentation that they give you, they make another copy and put it on bond paper.
That baptism certificate.
Yes, that is a trust. That is a security and a bond. That's why they want you to get your children baptized. So they dump them in the waters when you're never supposed to go back in the waters. And they send that off to the Vatican, and they train you on the stock market all over again.
Now,
Don't
does the pastor get anything from that?
Yes,
What?
they securitize that. They turn that. They securitize that.
So the
Stop.
pastors, they know this?
Of course, dude. You got gatekeepers in these religious forums. They're gatekeepers. They're there to keep you docile. When you get little Johnny baptized and little Samantha baptized, they're going to take that, they put it on bond paper, and they securitize it. It don't have anything to be doing with holy, righteousness, or any of that, guys. So come out of religion and into relation with the Great Spirit.
Hold on, somebody, you're gonna have some questions, but somebody was like, wait, what? The pastors? I had the same reaction.
I'll say it again.
The heck?
When you get baptized, the reason you get that certificate that you have, that's
Yes.
also one that's been securitized.
Okay.
That wants you to hurry and get your children baptized because they're taking them back into the water. They submerge you in the water, and they unalive you when you go underwater while you're alive. And they create what they call the straw man, which is a fictitious you, so that when they real you buy a house, car, whatever, the straw man is them acting on your behalf. So they had to unalive you at birth or during their baptism so that they can step in acting like they're you and go to the treasury like they're you in the all cap name and pull up money and pay for that house off in full and turn around and charge you hella interest and a payment all over again. And really, when you're doing a mortgage, the first 10 years or so, you were paying 100% interest because it's been paid for already. You talk about taking it to you with no grace, man. I mean, the rabbit hole goes tremendously deep, guys. Tremendously deep. You know, these are the things that I found out, you know. So for starters, guys, it is imperative, guys, talk to your family members. Get them all in trust, because when we operate in trust, it's going to change the trajectory of how everybody is monopolizing off of you because you're operating under waters.
What about the marriage certificate and death certificate? I mean, okay, let's talk marriage certificate. What is that securitized?
Let me tell you something. A piece of paper doesn't marry how a man or woman, the commitment to each other. It doesn't. All a marriage certificate is they create a bond. And they already know that the marriage rate in America is zero. People get married, they don't stay married. So they ride you all the way to the bank because the marriage certificate is a bond that they securitize. The divorce is a bond that they securitize. Do they know that the woman is going to send that man and put him on child support, and they don't give a care about you, that baby, or that man, and they take that money? The child support is coming from your ledger account.
Wow.
So when you put your child in a trust, it kind of makes it difficult for them to put that child on child support, because you lock and bound that child up.
And isn't the court paid a certain amount from the government when they do this whole child support thing? Is the court paid or the attorneys are paid a certain amount of money with each child support case that they get?
They're all right to the bank.
Okay.
They're all right. When you go to court and they get you to plead guilty.
Hmm.
The bailiff, the judge, or the clerk of court, after the court is over, they all sit in the chamber laughing at how much money they made off the people. I'm sorry, guys. They're railroading people. They're like sharks. And the reason why they put you in prison is because they get paid from your trust as if you are in there with room and board. And they give you 3 square meals and you are in one of their federal warehouses and you are paying room and board to be locked up and they snatch that from your trust. Guys, I'm sorry about that. That's why there's so much money in locking people up because the money is coming from their trust account. I'm sorry, guys. So when you operate the trust and just understand the intertwinings of a trust, guys, it makes it a bit difficult, guys. Everything that we do becomes a security. And when you operate in trust and you learn these things, you understand a certain way of how to operate like the rich do. The rich are not worried about what's going on with the politics. They're not worried about that at all, period.
Somebody wants to know, what about like your spouse's death certificate or your parents' death certificate? Are those securitized as well?
Of course they are.
Mm. Mm.
But tell you guys something. When the time is right, I'll come back on here, guys. But there are people who are actually cashing in on their parents' death certificate because those are securities.
Right now, people are actually, wow.
It's a bit expensive because you talk about when your loved ones transition and there's a left balance. Hey, Dr. Kia, I'm going to switch phones real quick because this phone is dying. I'm going
Okay.
to right back up.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to switch and come right back up.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Do me a favor. Okay, that's right.
Yes, I'm listening.
Let me. I'm going to come up with my other phone.
Okay.
This phone is about to die. I'm going to come up. Give me about a minute and a half.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, family, he was going to answer some questions, but he has to charge his phone up. Thank you all so much for all the questions you have and for commenting and sharing information with one another. My mind was blown away when you shared this with me. Some of it's not new. I've heard about it. But when I actually watch people operate in trust and see that their lives are different from people who actually live in the public, I said, I need to pay attention. Okay. Just to know that everything, like some of you are saying in the comment section, every single thing is coming out of our trust. You get a student loan, that money's coming out of your trust. You get a mortgage, you're paying for your car out of your trust. Every single thing is coming out of the trust. A car loan, that's coming out of your trust. Everything. It's amazing. So Chief, I just was reiterating how shocked I was to learn all this information. You hear it sometimes, in part, but you've explained it to me well, and I've got to see and meet some of the people that you know and some of the people that you help, and their lives are different. Like when they get to another level, they have different badges, and I mean, they have their own private bankers. I mean, you'll go into that later through consultations, but my mind was blown away when I met some of your colleagues and some of the people that you have helped.
Right.
They literally operate according to the Republic.
So on the private side, guys, the private hasn't really changed in hundreds of years. The private was actually the original way of life that we live. And the corporations came in and turned us to citizens and gave us education, politics, entertainment, and religion. And those are indoctrination. I'm sorry. Because unfortunately, when you go into school, they teach you how to be a debtor and a consumer. I'm sorry. They teach you how to get a job, how to pay taxes. Now, if anybody want to pay, I don't have a problem paying taxes because if I did, guess what? I know that's a way to recoup that they'll give that back to you when you operate in trust. Okay? So when you operate in trust, things become a credit when you operate as a citizen, you sit in sin, then it's a debt
Mm.
because you're unalive. A trust is the beginning of it all, guys. If you know what I know, you would that's it's actually one of the best investments that you can obtain, not just for you, but for your loved ones. It's one of the it's an investment to
Mm.
get one because it's just got so many ways that it protects you. There's so many ways, even that some ways that it can protect you. I'm not at liberty to go even live about it.
Mhm.
I don't want to put it out there like that. I'm trying to really guard my words as best I can. And when I do now, do understand this, guys. I have clients and people that I work with now that I'm getting things. I have my own private banker. I got people in the comments that I have done trust for, um, and sent them to my private banker. Got the trust opened up. I'm gonna be honest. I am the first one in my family to obtain a trust.
Mm.
So I'm happy about that. To operate in trust, and the goal is to to be able to free many family members up. I have 6 sisters and 7 brothers, so a lot of what I'm doing for them. They don't even understand what I'm doing because when you have people who are stuck in a rat race, they really don't have time to hear anything else because they're too consumed with maintaining the life that they have. And I get it. I understand. I understand it. Those of us who are, who are waiting on this transfer of wealth that's going to happen.
Yes.
It's closer than it has ever been. We have been talking about this stuff for eons, but it is up on us, my dear brothers and sisters. When that term saying that the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the just, guys, who are the just? We are.
Yes.
When it said the meek shall inherit the earth, who are the meek?
Mm.
I see a whole bunch of meek people in here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when it said we're going to go from last to first, we're going to be the creditors and not the debtors, and the lenders and not the borrowers. You got to speak these things of yourself daily
Mm.
because we are in manifestation time right now. So we don't have any reason to be hating on each other or anybody because we all have an inheritance.
Mm.
Now, when you speak lower vibrational things, you're trying to set people up and hate on people, and you get joy. You got to be a low down kind of human being to get joy out of trying to sabotage somebody.
Yes, sir.
And when you do these things, you just know that every single thing that you do is being recorded because you are a recording mechanism. Your eyes, your ears are storing information in your database that when you lose this avatar, you will be played out. Everything that you did to the committee and to
Mm.
the judges, they will see everything that you do, and you don't want to go back to the light because if you're going back to the light, that means you're being reincarnated out of your mom, whoever they chose to be your parents, back into this hell, and that's why you cry as a baby. Clean your house, guys.
Mm.
Operate with honor, guys. Know that you are your own saving salvation because He is within you for you to save yourself. Get through paperwork. Through paperwork, they have bounded you, and
Mm.
through paperwork, you can unbound yourself. So your brother Chief Mack is here to help you unbound yourself, guys. To unbound yourself. Now, just so you guys know that any consultation, there's going to be just a small $50 consultation. And that consultation is going to go toward any service that you get. And the
Mm.
reason that I had to have consultation, because I would be swamped talking to any and everybody who are not really serious about this. So when you're doing a consultation, that's going to streamline who's serious about it. I don't want to be on the phone and talking to any and everybody. I want to make sure that you are serious about what you're doing. And I can definitely help you and give you even more further information than what you're getting right now. You'll definitely be excited about obtaining and being one of the first ones to obtain a trust. You'll definitely be happy about that. I'm excited for you guys. I wish nothing but love, honor, respect, and wealth and health to you guys. Let's support each other. Let's love each other, guys. Let's set ourselves up to win and win big. This is our time to hit a grand slam for our families, guys. This is that shot right now. This is that shop with people back during the 1933 that made that investment. And you know, when everything was switching. And these people have made that investment for their great grandchildren. We have that opportunity right now to set ourselves up in a mighty and major way. We are the new wealthy people on the earth right now. Everything is switching, guys. Are you one of those ones that's going to enjoy that switch? Where you don't have to work a job, but they're paying you out your own money that belongs to you? Well, you don't have to slave over a job, which is really means slave. They just switched the word slave into job because all slavery was about free labor. That's what slavery was about, free labor. So your job is free labor because you're paying your own stuff out your trust. The money that's set aside for you, they paying that to you, and you're working for free, and you're throwing it right back in there for them to securitize and make money. And a lot of these jobs are putting a hidden insurance on you, and you don't even know this.
I didn't even know it.
A lot of these jobs got insurance on you, and you don't even know that. I mean, the rabbit hole runs deep, guys. We are so much wiser today than what we were years ago. We are so that the Great Awakening, people, it's almost like the rabbit has the gun, and now he has the bullets to go along with it. We are some magnificent people. We are waking up, as they say, the dry bones, and the sleeping giants are the people collectively coming together, creating unity amongst each other to the establishment. They are petrified. They're scared. It's just our time because they had rulership over the world for a long time. But on the private side, this is what they've been doing. They have been living the way that they have hidden from the public. The private side is really the old side. It's the original sector of life. And they took the masses, and over hundreds of years, they have trained us to be citizens, debtors, religious people, to be entertained, to keep you from focusing on what's really going on behind the scenes. Let me tell you something. When you get into this private sector, you don't really get a whole bunch of enjoyment being deceived watching sports that they already know who's going to win. To see an election that they already know that the person is already selected before you so-called elect them. You don't get any enjoyment out of these things. And you start going deeper and deeper into your studies, understanding the private sector, because understanding the private sector is how you break generational curses, guys. That's when you're at the beginning of breaking generational curses. And a lot of us are not really getting along with certain family members. It's because of a financial, it's the generational curses. Certain dads don't get along with their daughters because the mom don't get along with him, and then she teaches the daughter not to get along with him because it's all about she feels that he has failed her for the life that she felt like she deserved. And she teaches the daughter the same energy that the mom gives the dad, and she adopts that, not knowing that she needs her dad. So when you operate in trust, guys, this is the way we go about breaking those generational curses, guys. You operate in trust, and when you operate in trust, you go down that rabbit hole. You're going to start learning a lot of different things. For those of you who set up a consultation, and we find out what's best for you, and basically, I'm listening to what you say, what you got going on, and found out the best way to go about you set yourself up on the private. I basically ask you open-ended question in terms of what's going on in your life, and then how to structure things on the private side to correct these things in the public. And that's what operate in the private is, so you can go back and correct these things in the public and operate in honor.
Thank you, Chief. I know you had a certain amount of time allotted for this because you have other things to do, but I want to know if you have any time for questions.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. And before we get into the question and answers, I just want to tell you, thank you so much. I appreciate all of the information and the wealth of knowledge that you have and that you shared with us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Dr. Pearson. Thank you.
Chief Mack's email for anybody who wants to do a consultation is unityemotion45@yahoo.com. And he did say there's a consultation fee of $50, but that does go towards any service that he has. If you just want to bless him and give him a financial blessing, his Cash App is $Allen Judah 47. That's ALLEN, $Allen JUDAH47. And he will greatly appreciate it. He doesn't ask for this. You guys know I do that for all of my guests. I feel that when they share information and knowledge, we want to give them a blessing and just a token of our appreciation. So, Chief, let's see where we should begin with the questions. Family, go ahead and put your questions and answers here. We probably have about, I don't know, 15 or so minutes with Chief's approval to answer some of your questions. Somebody saying this right here is the one. They appreciated this. See a lot of greetings. You see any questions, or can you think of any questions while I scroll through here, Chief, that somebody might have? I'll just look. Oh, so Valerie F says, welcome, Chief Mack. We're excited to listen to you speak tonight. Educate us more.
Thank you, Valerie.
You have people from, you have people from all over the States. You even had someone from Australia listening in saying thank you. Somebody said, bring that fire, Chief. They can hear you so much better now, Chief, with the change in the phone. You sound much clearer, much louder.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I did see something here. So will you please re-upload your humanitarian episode? Oh, for me, yes, I'll re-upload that with Mother Price. Yes, I sure will. Thank you, Sister Jennifer. Thank you for that question. Okay, the sound is better now. Oh, please remove the live comments. Oh, so when he's talking, you guys are saying don't put the comments up because you need to see his entire face. I apologize for that. Sister, I think it's Sister Daniel Stevens says, hello, Honorable Chief Mack and Soul family.
Thank you, guys.
Etymology is everything. I think you were telling us that in so many words. We need to understand and understand the meaning of words.
No doubt.
Let me see. Comment, Chief. I saw some questions. Somebody said, Chief, I thought you couldn't combine the private and the public.
I never said combine the private and the public, but let me tell you, you can intertwine the private and the public, guys. You've been told wrong, guys. You can get your credit score up to a 750 or 800, and you can obtain things in the public, and you can turn around and you can put that public that you obtain in a trust to protect it. But you can. It's due. You can be whatever you want to when you need to, guys. You've been told you're wrong.
Thank you. Somebody said that's why the judge wears black, because you're dead to him or her. What?
Yeah, no doubt.
And someone else, Sister Nikki says CPS can't touch your children when they're in a trust. Yes, we talked about that too. Thank you so much, sister. I learned that the hard way. They tried. Oh, Chief, when I tell you they tried, they literally, one time my grandson was in the hospital. He was sick. Do you know, they want to do these tests and blood tests. We're like, why do you guys want to do all these tests that has nothing to do with, what's going on with them and these blood tests? When we said no, they called doctors from all over the hospital, came in there, tried to block the door.
Really?
Officer, yes. And I had to be really cunning and conniving to think of a way to get my daughter and my grandson out of there. Like, they tried to block us, and I was like, okay, yes, okay, just wait a few minutes. And then they went to the counter and waited, and we ran out the back door. And then they came and sent police officers to find us in the parking lot, and then found where we were at the house. Evil.
Because y'all didn't give them a shot?
Because we wouldn't give them the shots.
That is out of this world. That's why you need to put them in a trust, and that would stop that. It would stop that. That is crazy.
That's crazy. And I haven't told people that, but I'm like, I need to, because
wow.
It was so frightening. I had to figure out a way to get out of that. And the same thing to my husband. He was in a rehabilitation facility to learn how to re-walk again after he had strokes. Well, I told them emphatically, do not give him any of those. This was during right after the pandemic. Don't give him any kind of treatment for the sickness, because he didn't have it. I got a phone call. He was in rehab, supposed to be learning to walk. Then I got a phone call saying, your husband's at the hospital. I'm like, why? He's supposed to be rehabilitated and learn how to walk. Oh, well, he stopped breathing. I'm like, she wasn't sick, not to death. You know what I mean? I swear, Chief, they put him on a ventilator, even though I had told them unequivocally no ventilators before we even went into rehab.
I'm gonna explain something to you guys. No, they're calling the ventilators, but called life support.
Mhm.
But if they put you on a ventilator, they were putting you on there because they was making money off of people's trust account. They were taking people out. The so-called CVD wasn't about any so-called virus, guys.
Mm-mm.
It was about bankrupting the system.
Mm.
It was about getting people the certificate of vaccination identification detection card and
Mm.
realigning you with the beat system before the wealth came. That was the goal of that. It was meant to take certain people out. And anybody who have gotten that, I'm sorry to say that you have gotten a new identification card with a beat system number, and you are in a worldwide computer.
Mm.
So you can't own yourself. The only way I probably can see something like that is trying to uh, re, be rebirthed and born again
Mm.
through trust.
Do trust, yeah.
That's the only way I can see, you know, doing away with the old man,
Mm.
putting that man to rest, and becoming a new creature and a new woman, a new man and woman through trust. Because you create an identity. You got that trust documentation again. Like I said, that's a body without a soul. What's going to give that? What's going to give that paperwork a soul? You got to create a foreign EIN number, which is the spirit. So if you
Mm.
take that foreign EIN number, which is the spirit, and that documentation, which is the body, as you
Mm.
put those together, you created a new living soul, guys. You have been resurrected and born again. It
Love
don't
it.
have anything to do with Sunday service, guys.
Thank you, Chief. Some people are saying trusts are very, very expensive, and they would like to utilize your service, but they're a little nervous about it. But Larry Bolton says it's very true that trusts are expensive and are more than worth it. Chief set up my trust. Okay. He said, my trust, my status correction, and many more for the right price. Reach out for his services. So I suppose Larry is saying that your services are affordable for those who
Yes, they are.
worried about your cost. Okay. And I've heard that they can be extremely expensive, but hey, if you can
They, they,
operate.
they are expensive when you get an attorney to do them.
Oh, okay.
It's the difference between like you 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 got you got two cars. They got the same amenities inside, but
Mhm.
one is a Mercedes Benz, and then you got a Kia. A Kia has just as much. A Kia is cheaper, but give you the same amenities. But the
Mhm.
Kia is just a regular person who have the same knowledge.
Mhm.
The Mercedes Benz is an attorney
Mhm.
who the only separation is the name of the vehicle. But you can get the top line Kia, the something nine, got more amenities than a Mercedes Benz. But you
What?
pay the difference just on a name status, guys. So, if you got an attorney to do that, then you're looking at them hit the grand slam off you. I'm not going to hit a grand slam. I don't have, I'm not a practicing attorney at all.
Mm. Okay. Um, so somebody's saying, how can you set up a trust properly without having to go back in the system? You can contact Chief Mack for a consultation via email, and I'll put that down for you again. That's Unity in Motion 45 at Yahoo, sister. Unity in Motion 45 at yahoo.com. And I'll
That
put it,
is correct.
okay. Let's see. Let me see what else. Okay, my mother was born in her home in the 1930s and she has no birth certificate. Her live birth was recorded in the family Bible.
Yep, that's why we should do it.
Hmm.
That's how we do it.
Let's see. Someone says, I'm surprised they didn't put the ankle bracelet on the baby.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't do that. They may have had plans. I mean, like they really tried to threaten us and frighten us and brought all these other doctors from out of nowhere. And it wasn't even that serious of an illness.
That
So,
shows you how serious it is, because how imperative that they want to get this stuff inside of us, because
mm.
they know something about us that we don't know about ourselves.
Speak, Chief,
Because
please.
because they're not like us.
They're not like
They
us.
know how powerful you are, and the goal is to educate you and indoctrinate you to religion, entertainment, and politics, so that you won't find out that the power you have. Because maybe you may be able to shapeshift. You may
Mm,
be able to take off and fly. You may be able to shoot fire from your hands. Don't
mm,
think that these movies are just there for entertainment.
mm, mm. Now,
The
what?
old,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I'm listening, Chief.
The old world is the original world. When we talk about the ancient Tartarians, we talk about these giant entities that once walked the earth, and
Mm,
why the Great Spirit had to flood the earth. So, in other words, the world of flood, we can't be on a ball spinning around. The earth can only flood if it's inside a ball, a dome. So the water rises up and rises up and rises up, because we are encaped in a fish bowl. We are in a Super Bowl. So that's why they call the last game of the year the Super Bowl. And the football stadium has four corners, like the earth, like the world, four corners, and a dome over it, and people inside it playing the game.
mm,
That's what the rulers of this world, the creators of the owners of these basketball teams and football teams and baseball teams, are the wicked.
mm,
They are in control, and they know exactly how much power we have as people. So that's why when you are in the hospital, the goal is to put this chemical potion inside of you to keep you from ascending, because
mm.
they know who we are. There's a movie, a series called Supercell. You guys may want to watch that.
Okay.
They're showing you what's just get ready to happen, guys.
Mm,
Be encouraged, brothers and sisters. When I
mm,
say brothers and sisters, it's not just it means anybody with a righteous mind. You can be white or whatever. I got some beautiful, lovely white friends. I don't even like saying, because so-called white people wasn't called white when they first came, but we wasn't called black. Those are all terms, man. Those are all terms. It don't mean the skin color. They
mm,
didn't fool people into that crap. They create the chaos. Let's operate in love, guys. Let's start operate like businessmen and businesswomen. That's what we are. Let's stop hating on each other. Let's stop looking at see each other fail. Let's love each other. And love, really, transparency is the highest vibration. When
mm.
you operate with dignity and you're authentic, those are the highest vibrations, guys. And that's what I look to operate with you guys, because I know that everything that I'm doing is being recorded. I
Mm,
have no malice in my heart toward anybody. I want us all to win. I want us all to have an opportunity of living our most amazing life, because life is but a vapor, guys. You could be here one moment and the
yeah,
next moment. I had a beautiful friend named Chef Jason, a white brother.
all
You know,
that.
he was a I call him white chocolate. His chef was a cool. What's up, Chief man?
Mm,
He been planning on doing business together. Chef was in California. He had won his restaurant back. He can cook. He's a white brother, cool from New York. And he
mm,
and I were planning on doing some magnificent things together. I was doing his trust for him, and about I got a call from Chef about 4 months ago.
mm,
I said, Chef, what's going on, man? He said, what's up, Chief? He said, I said, I haven't heard from you as much. He said, Chief, man, I went to the doctor, and man, they said I had stage 3 cancer, man.
mm,
This came out of nowhere. It
mm,
came out of nowhere. He said, Chief, they said I got stage 3 cancer. That's my buddy right there, my
mhm,
buddy, man. And beautiful man, beautiful man. And so he said they gave me 3 months to live, Chief, man. He said they said I need chemo. He said, but I'm not taking it. I want to take the holistic way. I said, Chief, I said, Chef, let's fight together, brother. That's
mhm.
that's my he said, it's a beautiful soul right there.
Yeah, you can
And he,
tell.
He loved to cook, man. He's a beautiful soul, man. He said, man, he said, they gave me 3 months to live, man, but I ain't taking that. So I said, man, we're going to fight this thing, brother. I said, we're going to fight it, man. So we started talking about the holistic things and remedies. And I told him, I said, chef, man, you need that hyperbaric oxygen chamber. He said, that's exactly what I need, either the med bed or the hyperbaric oxygen chamber. This is for entertainment purposes, guys. We're not talking about cures, anything like that. We just talking. This is for entertainment purposes. And I just wasn't hearing from him as much. And so I called him up about 3 weeks before my birthday, June 24th. And he was like, Chief, let me hit you back, man. I'm kind of laying down. I'm tired right now. But mind you, I said, let me call Chef up. Where's his name is Jason. So that was about 5 days ago. I called his cell phone and the lady picked up the phone. I said, hey, I said, hello. She said, yes. I said, I'm calling to speak to Chef. She said, who? She said, who? I said, this is his friend Chief. She said, oh, I heard him. Remember him talking about you. She said, oh, I'm so sorry he didn't make it, honey. I said, get out of here. I was in a state of shock, man. I was in tears, man. I said, no. She said, yeah, I'm sorry. He was in so much pain. He transitioned 2 days after my birthday. So I made remember on my page, I put up something saying, spoke on Chef. Chef was a beautiful soul, guys. He was a beautiful soul. So the purpose of me saying this, guys, we don't know when that number, when it be called, guys. This life doesn't belong to us, guys. Guys, love each other, guys. Operate with high vibration, guys. Stop trying to get rid of being the victim and being the victor over being the victim, guys. Stop blaming people, guys. Take ownership, guys. Because you don't know when your last day is. I made it to be in my 50s. My dad transitioned at 51. And when I was 50, getting ready to turn 51, I had a lot of anguish in my heart. And every last one of my brothers, when they turned 51, they were so nervous, man. But I made it to be 53. And I don't really look like it, guys. I'm aging with grace. And I'm giving all praises to our Heavenly Father. Because I know that I don't own this avatar. I've been sent down here, and this is a vehicle. And for me, on the other side of 50, and a lot of people don't make it to 50. I'm from Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana became the murder capital of the whole United States when the crack cocaine epidemic happened. There's I've seen a lot of murder and death, guys, in my life. And it's taught me how to operate with honest with people, guys. Because I know that loose lips sink ships, guys. I know that you have 2 ears and 1 pie hole. And that means listen twice as much as you run that ship sinker. I've learned these things. I know how to mind the business that pays me, because when you do so, your business will pay you guys. And I know that when you help out those, it comes back to you guys. And I know that when you push me, I'm going to pull you along with me, guys. I know that much, guys. And I don't look at the cup halfway empty in people. I look at the cup halfway full in people. And I expect my inheritance, guys. I speak it over my life. And you can do the same thing, guys. You can do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. You're right. We don't know when it's our time to go. And so it's best to operate honorably. And like you always tell me, and I never heard that before, authenticity is the highest vibration. That makes a lot of sense.
It's not love. It's not love. It's authenticity, because I would rather get somebody to respect me before they love me, because a person can love you without respecting you, and it's a dead line between love and hate. You rarely meet people who are truly authentic, guys, because as we get older, you meet people and they try to see what you have, what you don't have, and what they have, and they want to try to find out more about you to slander you and drag you down. You got some, unfortunately, you got some not so good people out there like that, guys. So I'm here to say, guard yourself, chosen one. Protect yourself, guys. Try the spirit by the spirit, guys. And when you raise your vibration, then the dark side see your light. Protect your light, guys. Try the person by the spirit. You know, this is what I am doing. I've learned that, especially in a matter of a year and a half, I've had a lot of things that friends, you thought were friends, and and trespass against you in a horrible way, guys. So please say protect yourself. When you operate in trust, guys, you understand what trust means. You don't have any reason to deal with people in an inorganic way.
Mm.
So you know that's do business together, guys.
Okay.
You ready to do business, get these trusts and tell family members about it. That talked about start this draft again to take our young men and women from 18 to 26, draft them.
Mm.
A trust is important because you might can do some things to prevent that from happening.
But somebody is saying, but what about the dismantling of the alphabet agencies? Like we know that they're dismantling the CIA, the DEA, the IRS with the Chevron doctrine. How does that impact the trust?
That doesn't impact the trust. A trust is out of that jurisdiction. You want to have a trust because if you listen, a trust is a state building. It's all about protecting your family after you have gone.
Mm.
So with the Chevron say, if you're going to receive some wealth, you still got to protect that wealth. You still have to protect it.
Yeah.
If it's given to you, it has nothing. You still have to protect any amount of funds and wealth that you get. It needs to be protected. Own nothing and control it all will always stand and always will be.
Yeah, because even though we're moving into a high vibrational dimension, I think you're still going to have those people that have not ascended in consciousness like the rest of us, and they may try to attack your assets or your wealth or even your family. So that you need to operate in
And
trust.
trust.
Say again.
The public, the public, the private side really don't change. I found it out. It's always we've had many recessions over the years, guys. Many recessions,
Hmm.
and when things happen in the public, it's the change of things for people in the public. All it means is that they put us more into bondage. The people, when you are a citizen sitting in sin, when they stage these fake events, it's to put you guys more in bondage.
Hmm.
But when you on the private side and you're outside that jurisdiction, this stuff it doesn't matter to you. That's why the rich don't worry about these things, guys. So we have to retrain our minds all over again. This stuff doesn't affect people on the private side. Things have been run the same way on the private side. When they hit all of these psyops and anything that happened on the public, the private stays the same.
Hmm. Hmm. And one thing you told me is that it's better to have and not need than to need and I have, because I'm like, well, the republic is being restored. Why do I have to worry about any of this? Why do I have to worry about operating in the private?
Like I said, they say the private, but it's really the natural way.
Mm.
It's really the natural way of living. They have trained our minds outside of that and make it the private was really how everybody lived their life hundreds so years ago when we were a republic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
But they took us out of that, and the United States Corporation came here and made everybody citizens, and they're all in the pot together, saying we're gonna extract them, we're gonna put them, we're going to unalive them at birth, and we're gonna be creating a straw man, and we're gonna pull from this account because we're gonna give them a number, and we're gonna give them the all cap name with their mom give them. We're gonna unalive them at birth and create a straw man so that we can rob and loot their subsequent trust company. They're not operating in trust. They're unalive at birth.
Mm.
So the trust is start a new identity to bring you back to water so that you can walk on land. And nobody have said that to people. I realized, I said, wait a minute. So you mean if I operate in trust, that means I'm the living man? And when you become the living man, the courtroom is a corporation. And they can only deal with a corporation. And the corporation is the all cap name, where they turn you to a corporation to make you a corpse and unalive you at birth. So they can deal with a corporation, can only deal with a corporation. The courtroom has a EIN number, guys. That's not no government. They got an EIN number. Work with me.
Wow.
So at first it pulls you out of that jurisdiction. That's why they were very expensive back in the days, because it had so many different moving parts to it when you operate in trust.
Mm. Mm.
I would go a step deeper that those who are really serious,
Mm-hmm.
certainly I don't want to put out there, get the consultation with me. and be prepared. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to just run my mouth and just talk to any and everybody. My time is valuable, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got clients and people that I'm dealing with right now in situations. So, when I know you do the consultation, $50 consultation, I know that you're serious about wanting to get this information so you can make a move. You can make a move, but you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I know that I have a wealth of some things coming to me, and I'm glad that I'm operating in trust. So when I walk, I'm moonwalking. I feel good in life because I have an understanding. The greater your understanding is, it means that you don't have to hate on anybody else to be a lower vibration. And anybody that operate in that form, right? The rich don't operate with hate. They understand. They celebrate each other. They don't have time to be hate on nobody. They even allow certain words to come out their mouth. That's why when they get around the public, they get quiet. Because they know that 9 times out of 10, you're gonna say some lower vibrational stuff, and they're gonna just keep it. They're gonna be because the wealthy and rich are not into lower vibrational talk. When they talk, if they say something around you, shut up and listen, because they know all the tricks of the trade on the private side. And as long as people acting in a lower vibrational form, you're gonna stay DEAD. You're gonna stay under waters. So I'm speaking of high vibration. I'm speaking of life. I'm speaking of wealth. I'm speaking of health over myself, and you should be doing the same thing. And if you're speaking this way over yourself, then you're gonna manifest that. There's no other time where manifestation is happening right now when you speaking, because it's a certain type of energy happening over the whole planet right now. You can speak and create your virtual reality just by simply speaking it, and don't let anybody deter you from what you see that's going to happen in your life. I've done this. Speak it. Stop worrying about the next man and woman and worry about yourself. Stop competing with the next man and woman and compete with your last self. Compete with you, and stop looking over to your left and right, and stop trying to compete with other people.
Yes, sir.
Compete with yourself. And so this is what I'm doing. So I am making moves for myself. I owe it to my offspring, because I want to be her hero. And ain't no other man gonna be a hero but who I am to her, who the Great Spirit sent her from heaven and allowed her to come through me. And I have a duty to take care of my offspring.
Yes, sir.
As a man. So I'm doing steps right now, as you should be doing right now, to make sure that your children don't suffer. Is to create a trust and put them in it to protect them, and any wealth that you get, make sure that the probate court doesn't steal it, so you have it within a trust. So it's will on down to your offspring, and you teach your children this, right? The same very thing, because that's what the rich are doing right now. That's what they're doing, guys.
Thank you, Chief. You mentioned, you basically said something about a will, and I just wanted to let our audience know there's a difference between a will and a trust. You do want to will things to your family members, and help me with this, Chief. My understanding is that a will only identifies what your desire is to be left to your family members, but it has to go through probate. Still have to go through a process, even
that's
though
why I say that's why I say will and trust.
Will and trust, okay. And
because you can put that will in a trust.
Oh, you put the will inside of a trust.
Yes, yeah, you did. Because the trust is going to stop the probate court from trying to handle it a certain way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the trust. So do I understand it correctly that the trust will not go through probate? The trust
at all. They have no jurisdiction at all. Period. It shuts them up. Period.
But the will go through that process.
Well, like I said, when you put it through that, a lot of times when people do the will, they just stating where they want this to go to and what that go to.
Okay.
But the trust would make sure that the probate courts don't, because they looking for ways they can get it. It just solidify and protects that will. You don't want to own anything. You want to control it all. So the trust is just going to solidify that nothing gets taken. They don't have any way to steal or wiggle anything out of anything. The trust owns it because you don't own it. You don't want to own anything. Yes. As they say, I will constantly say, own nothing but control it all. And the only way you can do that is in trust.
Yes, sir.
Own nothing. The Social Security number wasn't given to us to be equitable, but the trust is that you are a living man and a living woman. which
Yes.
means that if you obtain anything with that social, it could be taken from you.
Okay. But Chief, where can people find you? Like, where can they find your work, or just find you online if they just want to follow you?
I have my TikTok page. I have my you can find me Chief Mack. I am actually getting ready to start up my YouTube. I wasn't really doing YouTube or any social media platforms to get paid, but it did like that. It would be nice with Dr. Kia and I have a wealth of knowledge and information. I'm putting out information. I'm definitely not in the system of belief, because the word belief have lie right there in the middle of it. So I have a plethora of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and understanding politics, education, entertainment, and religion. So I have a Facebook page. It's Judah Allen. I have my TikTok is Big Chief at 4130. You can find me on that. I'm going to start going live on my YouTube page. I'm going to create content on that, showing people about that America is ancient Egypt. This is Kemet. So I'm going to be showing you guys some things that's going to really, really excite you guys. So these are the places where you can find me. I'm going to be creating content for you guys. I'm setting up my business page. I have my foundation set up. I have my 508c1a irrevocable trust. I have several of them. I'm actually in the midst of completing some for individuals right now, getting their trust and estate set up right now, guys. So for those, that's where you can find me for now.
Okay, so this is what your TikTok looks like. Chief Mack. I mean, it's Big Chief 4130. And by the way, when you contact Chief Mack, when you send him an email to unityinmotion45@yahoo.com, let him know that you saw him on the Dr. Kia Pruitt show, so that he can give you some nice reasonable prices. He's going to work, extra for our family over here, for the Soul family. But so make sure you let him know you saw him on the Dr. Kia Pruitt show, or on the podcast, just somehow let him know that you saw him here tonight on Friday night, so that he can give you whatever deals that he asked for our Soul family. So
awesome.
Big Chief 4130 TikTok, and then Judah Allen on Facebook. I'm just gonna bring this up.
And I also have a Chief Mack Facebook account as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, Chief Mack.
So you want both of them? Okay, let me see.
Yeah, I couldn't change that name to Chief Mack. They wouldn't let me change it to Chief Mack. So I started a whole new page with that Chief Mack on it.
Okay, this is the one, family, Judah Allen, and I'm putting these in the comment section for you all in the chat. Okay, and then you have a YouTube page.
Yes, I do.
Okay, let me see if I can get to that. Chief, any final words while I show the family your pages?
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying, it was an honor to be able to be on here, Dr. Kia. We've been friends for a while, man. I'm glad to have partnered and linked up with you, man. And just have to help build, lift, motivate, and inspire each other. That's the only reason. If I come into anybody's life, it's to add and increase, guys. And that's what we should do, guys. Just add and increase and help each other. And you got to give something to get something. Don't ever go to anybody expecting something from somebody unless you're willing to give something to somebody, guys. The give and take things, the give and take. So I'm here to increase. We should be willing to help increase each other, guys. And that's where I am, guys. I mean, you guys are amazing, guys. Just go out here and make preparation to live our most amazing life, guys.
Amen. One final question. Somebody says, can you put in a loyal title in the trust? Or is it a loyal title like a trust?
I mean, you can put the loyal title in the trust, but which we would talk about one day. I'm going to set up what you call something that's way more powerful than a loyal title, and that's the land patents, guys. We're going to have the land patents, because you can have an loyal title, and somebody can come with the land patent. It's going to trump all of that. It's going to trump all of it. We're going to eventually have a conversation about land patents, guys. That there are people obtaining their land back again. But if you wanted to put a loyal title on the trust, you can put whatever you want to, and they trust as long as you own it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Chief. People can contact you at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Consultation fee is about $50 to start, and that will go towards any services that he provides you with, let him know that you saw him here on the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show, and he will be happy to serve you. Also, if you would like to send him a financial blessing just for the education that he's given us here today, this is not something he asked for, something I asked for. All of my guests that I feature on my show, you can send him a cash app to $Allen Judah 47. That's $ALLEN JUDAH 47. He'll greatly appreciate it. So, family, that's about it. We appreciate you. We love you. I know it's
Thank
the
you. Thank you.
we appreciate you giving us your time. We have 412 people in the chat. Please like the video, subscribe to the Dr. Kia Pruitt channel on YouTube. Send a video out so that our soul family can know this great wealth of knowledge, and go out and make this a great evening and rest well. Chief,
Awesome guy.
Chief, do you want to take us out in prayer? Is that okay?
Well, yes. Great Spirit, Heavenly Father, we want to honor you, praise you, give you all the praise and worship, because we don't own this body. We ask you that you bring righteousness upon the earth, Father, that you protect us, guide us, and shield us, Father. That anything that people set against us, that it goes back to them, Father, as you said in the book of Psalms, God. We just want to thank you for our wealth, our health, that you alone get all the praises, that you set us here, that we get the information that we're getting, but we able to operate with righteousness and get our inheritance that was promised to us. We just want to thank you and magnify your holy, precious name. For you alone get the praise, because you said, for I alone sit above the firmament. You said that it is one seat above the heavens, it is mine. You said that the heavens is my footstool, because you just told us that you was a giant and you're watching everything that we do. And I want to please you. I want to make you happy as your son. Ashe.
Ashe. Hey, Chief, is it okay if we go out with your song?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one should we do? Should we do the one that we came in on, or should we do the one on Facebook where you playing the
Oh, look
piano?
at you, man. You talk about some tender love. You should be playing the keys, man. That's one of my all-time most beautiful songs.
The one on the keys? Okay, hold on 1 minute, family. He is an accomplished musician. Oh, and that is a service that you offer too, right?
Yeah,
You do music, you produce music, and you can play at weddings and
yeah.
produce.
The actual song, that when it said Chief Mack, the Chief Mack, I can actually create a song with your name in it and the music. We can talk about it. We can create that for a wedding or for an event. Like it was just the little bird came and ate from my hand, and I just thought that was so cute. I felt so special that he chose me to come and eat a French fry from my hand. He was just so cute, and he had brought his family after. I didn't show y'all. He brought his family. We threw fries. He came back a third time, and it was just a beautiful thing when animals see the light in you guys.
Oh, wow. That sounds beautiful. So we're going to do the one with the piano, right?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, tender love.
Okay. We're going to go out with Chief Mack playing on the piano. He's an accomplished pianist as well. His mom played the piano, and she taught her children how to play. There he is. You ready, T?
Yes.
Okay.
It brings joy to me.
I can tell that was just beautiful.
It brings joy.
Yes, sir. You're amazing, Chief. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
breaking.
You are too. Find something that brings and release endorphins, guys, because that's what adds life to you. Playing the piano for me, it heals my heart when I'm able to serenade myself.
Mm,
With whether you work out, exercise, play an instrument, or whatever. Find something release endorphins because endorphins heal your heart. It's like a happy pheromone. Your body releases chemical in your body. Even when you feel in bed, find something to remove yourself out of that place of going through depression. If you allow yourself to be depressed too long, you cause a certain harm on your body in your body to set your body off balance, guys. So find something. Go out
mm,
there, jog, exercise, and work out. When you exercise and work out, it's just harder for you to be in that funky place. Find
mm,
somewhere to release endorphins. Don't let yourself, an idle mind is a dangerous place to be. So
mm,
find something to release endorphins, guys.
mm. Yes, sir. Thank you, T.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
This was amazing. I can't wait for you to come back and educate us some more.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Remember to contact him at unityin motion45@yahoo.com and let him know you saw him on the Dr. Kia Pruitt show. And you can also send a financial blessing. And this is where you also send your consultation fee at the Cash App $ Allen Judah 47. And that's it. All right. Good night, family. Sleep well. Have an
Good
amazing.
night. Good night.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. Good night, family. Hold on. Hold on.